In this video we are taking a look at these, the Asics Gel Nimbus 24. What is up people, and welcome back to 40 Runs. Now tell me, when you first started running, did you get given by your local running store a pair of Gel Nimbus shoes from Asics? I know I did, and I've said it before about the Gel Nimbus shoes that I had originally when I set out. They were like this bright neon yellow. But let me know in the comments if this shoe was your first running shoe. Now, the Gel Nimbus is on its 24th version. I think they've made some absolute winning changes to this shoe, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get stuck in. Okay people, so game-changing moment, we'll come on to it, but I think more importantly than anything else from this video, I think I'm excited about the way we're going for Asics in 2020 in terms of their daily trainers. Now I wanted to come to you with this video because gone over the 20-mile mark with the shoe, so I wanted to get my thoughts down, sort of initial thoughts with the shoe, and then we'll come back and we'll do the performance review when we get to, you know, a couple of months time, 50 odd miles, whatever it is, but more importantly come back and report back on how I've got on with the shoe. But I wanted to give you my first thoughts because firstly it left me a little bit sort of not confused, but it was like, okay, right, this is what they're doing. But then the more I sort of ran in it, the more I've thought, you know what, if you're starting out as a runner, this is an amazing shoe. Okay, so let's get into stats and features before I get, you know, where I want to go with the video. And I mentioned it now, the Flytefoam Blast Plus is the new midsole in the shoe. This is the game changer, I would say, for this shoe. I'll come on to why. The Flytefoam Blast is the midsole that was in the Nova Blast, and they put a Plus version into this shoe. Now the Plus version is a springier, more lively, lighter version of the Flytefoam Blast, and you're going to see that come into a lot of the Asics shoes in 2022. For me, most notably the Glide Ride 3, which is about to drop. I'm excited to see the Glide Ride 3 with this material because the Glide Ride 2 was a little bit firm for some people, so to go with something that's softer and bouncier and a little bit lighter, I think that could be an epic change for the Glide Ride 3. We've got a little bit softer gel, apparently according to Asics in this shoe. We've got gel also here in the forefoot. We've got a hard rubber on the outsole, so you know it's going to last for, you know, 6 million years. We've got the Asics system, which is harder to see in this black colorway, but in there you've got the Asics system, which helps in terms of rigidity of the shoe. We've got a new mesh upper. We've got an elastic tongue. Look at that, look. An only one tongue that you can pull out as much as that, which is gusseted, so it gives you a nice fit and feel. Plenty of foam around the heel, 10mm drop, $160, about 11 ounces in my UK 9.5 fits true to size, which is about 310, 312 grams. I think that's probably about it in terms of stats and features. Okay, right, so I think, firstly, I think putting this foam in this shoe has given this shoe a new lease of life. I do worry about who's going to buy this shoe in terms of sort of regular runners, because realistically you're probably going to go for the Nova Blast 2 or 3, but depending on which way you go, say the 3 is going to have this in, so that's going to be even more lively, and if that shoe works for you, it's a great shoe. So I don't know who's going to buy this, but I think the people who will buy this are your sort of first time runners, maybe somebody who's looking for something that's consistent. This shoe can go from 0 to marathon. It can do literally everything for you, and because of the durability of the shoe, it's going to last for a long time. It is comfortable with the amount of foam in it. It is slightly warm, I would say, with the upper. It's got a new upper on it, but it's still warm. But the change to the tongue has made it more comfortable, especially over the midfoot. The traction on the outsole, as you'd expect from the AHA Plus, is awesome. You know it's going to last, and it gives you decent traction. The Asics system does help because of the softer foam compound. I've really enjoyed running in it, being a sort of mid to heel striker. It definitely feels nice underfoot. It does feel responsive, which is surprising for a Gel Nimbus, because most of the time they are dull and they are boring. And by introducing this compound into the shoe, like I said, they've breathed new life, or they bred new life into this shoe. One thing that I actually want your impact. If you've got the shoe or you've tried the shoe and you're a 4-foot striker, let me know what you think about the shoe. It just seems to thin out a little bit here, and when I've done a little bit of speed work, not crazy, like just picked up the pace in the shoe, the front of the foot just felt a little bit, I don't know, it felt a little bit thinner and a little bit, I don't know. I'd be interested to know, as a 4-foot striker, how you find the shoe. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. Be interested to know. I can't comment on it because I'm not. But I don't know, just when I got a little bit more on it, it just felt like bottoming out's the wrong word. But hopefully you know what I'm talking about if you're like more towards the front of the foot. What else? You don't feel the weight of the shoe. It actually feels lighter than a Nimbus normally would, which is great. It's definitely the liveliest Nimbus I've ever tried. It just, yeah, the introduction of the Blast in the shoe, it really has sort of revolutionised it. And that's the thing, if you are a new runner and you want a decent pair of running shoes, you go here. I don't see why you'd go elsewhere. But the biggest problem this shoe has got is the Nova Blast, because the Nova Blast, if it works for you, is such a good shoe, you'd buy the Nova Blast over this. So they're kind of been a problem of their own success, Asics, I think, with the Nova Blast. That is eating a lot of other shoes up in its own range. But this is a nice balance between Glide Ride and Nova Blast. It's sort of, I see it sitting in that middle. The Glide Ride is that stable, long run shoe that you can just eat miles in. But speed work is just a bit of a nightmare. Nova Blast is fun, it's exciting, and it can just literally do everything you throw at it. Where this sort of sits in the middle ground in terms of, you know, you can do those longer runs in it. You can't eat miles up in it. You can pick it up a little bit in it. And by introducing the Flytefoam Blast, it's definitely made it that little bit more lively. So this is ticking a lot of boxes, people. You know, say just over 20 miles. It's doing all the right things, and I'm pleasantly surprised and really impressed to see the introduction of the foam into the Nimbus. It really is a win-win situation. I think they've really brought this whole sort of battleship back to life by giving it this foam. So if you're a fan of the Nimbus, because it is your go-to running shoe, you're going to love this. You know, you might actually find it a little bit too soft, but with the Asics system in there, it definitely does help it out in terms of rigidity. So if you're a big fan of and a big user of the Gel Nimbus, you're going to love this. I can't see why you wouldn't love this really at all. Obviously, the price is a problem. We know with Asics shoes, they are punchy in terms of their pricing, but for $160, apologies to my UK watchers, but I'm trying to do this in dollars as well, you know, try and spread the love around a little bit. But at $160, you know you're going to get a shoe that's going to last you, so actually you're paying for the quality. And talking about the quality, I think they've stepped it up a little bit. There's not much glue sprayed all over this. Some of the Asics recently have had glue sprayed over them, so they've done well here. Okay, right, so I think that's me done at the moment on the shoe. I'm going to put, obviously, like much more miles on it, come back in a couple of months. We'll do the performance review. But this sort of initial impressions of this is the fact of, one, they've really upped their game in terms of the Nimbus. 2, I think the improvements work. 3, it just feels lighter and less Nimbusy, if that's even a word. And 4, I just think they've sort of taught an old dog new tricks.